Somewhere over a hostile drop zone, dozens of American paratroopers were about to do something the world had never seen.
The ramp dropped! The night air hit them like a wall! And there was no going back!
82 of them, falling, trusting nothing but their training, Puji, and each other. It started 3 days earlier. A classified briefing. A mission most soldiers never even train for.
The objective: seize and hold a critical airfield before enemy reinforcements could arrive.
Every strap, every round, every decision made in that room could mean the difference between life and mission failure.
The U.S. Airborne has always been called on when no one else can reach. They are America's first answer in the dark.
Hours of preparation compressed into seconds. Because when the ramp drops, there is no checklist, only instinct.
3 massive aircraft, dozens of warriors, 1 window of darkness to get it right.
They walked toward those planes, knowing what lay ahead. Not one of them hesitated.
Locked inside a steel tube, 30,000 feet above the Earth, headed toward a landing zone marked only by a set of coordinates.
At altitude, there is no rank, no politics, only the mission pattern and the person standing next to you.
The jump master's word is law. What he says next changes everything. Green light. And then everything changed.
One step. That's all it takes. One step into nothing ended, and you are committed.
They followed, each one trusting the next. Dozens of human bodies surrendered to gravity.
At 1,250 feet, there are no second thoughts. The ground doesn't care about your doubts.
And then Colt, silence. Eta-2 chutes opened. And for 1 second, the night was beautiful. From the ground, they looked like ghosts. Silent, methodical, coming from a place no one could stop.
Under canopy, you have maybe 90 seconds to assess everything. The terrain, the wind, the enemy.
What happened next shocked everyone who wasn't there. Because this wasn't just a training exercise.
The moment boots hit dirt chain, every second counts. Vulnerability window, 30 seconds.
They'd trained for this 1,000 times. But training never fully prepares you for the weight of the real thing.
The first transmission from the command post confirmed what they feared. The objective was defended.
From above, it looked like a choreography of war. Below, it felt like survival. But here's what most people don't know. On that night, 2 men were already injured before the objective was even reached.
He was offered an extraction. He refused. They all did. Nobody leaves the objective unfinished.
The plan had to change. Right there, in the dark, in seconds. No words, just hands.
They moved as one organism. 3 directions. 1 purpose.
10 feet. That's all that separated discovery from success. 10 feet. And a held breath.
The control tower was the key. Whoever held it controlled the airspace above and the battle below.
What made this operation extraordinary was not the danger. It was the precision.
The airfield was theirs. Now they had to hold it free and get the aircraft in before dawn.
This wasn't a hit and run. This was the beginning of something much larger.
Within hours, what had been enemy territory became a command node for U.S. forces.
As dawn broke, they realized what they had actually accomplished. Not just a mission, a statement.
I've done 19 combat jumps. But here's what most people don't know. The fear never goes away.
The 82nd Airborne has been doing this since 1942. Every generation inherits the standard and raises it.
At command level, there is no celebration. Only the next threat, the next decision, the next responsibility.
4 words in a logbook. Objective secure. Behind those 4 words, everything you've seen tonight.
The United States Airborne can reach virtually any point on Earth within 18 hours. That is not an accident. That is a doctrine.
While the world sleeps, rooms like this never go dark. Because America's adversaries don't sleep either.
The mission you just witnessed didn't start at the aircraft ramp. It started years ago, in places like this.
To wear those wings, you must prove you will jump when everything in your body says don't. Over and over again.
Those wings weigh almost nothing, and they carry everything.
And increasingly, they don't jump alone. Allies from across the globe now train alongside them for Earth, because threats don't respect borders. The airborne mission has changed with every decade. But the requirement, to get there first, has never changed.
Today's paratrooper carries more battlefield intelligence in his helmet than an entire 1944 command staff possessed.
By the end of the exercise, what had been simulated darkness became a real template for future operations.
After every operation, there is a moment, quiet, personal, where a soldier takes stock of what just happened.
They don't do this for recognition. They do it because someone has to. And they chose to be the ones who answer.
But the mission that night was only part of something bigger. Days later, they trained again. It's not just soldiers they can deliver from the sky. It's entire fighting formations, complete combat power, dropped from the air.
Somewhere between the radio call and the result, there are soldiers making life and death decisions in fractions of seconds.
And when one of them goes down, everything else stops mattering except getting them home.
He told them what he had accomplished. But he didn't need to. They already knew.
One man, one parachute, one moment between the sky and the earth in Turi, where everything is decided.
These are the faces behind the mission. Remember them.
They will go back to their bunks, their families, routines, and in 18 hours, they could be called again.
The mission is never just theirs. It belongs to every family that waits feely and trusts and prays.
Some didn't come home. Their names are here. Their mission continues in every soldier who follows them.
Every year, a new generation joins them. Different people, the same standard, the same sky.
Right now, Tulivi, somewhere in the world, Tulivi, soldiers are jumping, training, preparing.
They asked for nothing. They trained for everything. And when the green light came on, they jumped.
This is what it means to serve. Not to be celebrated. To be ready. Always ready.
Tomorrow night, they'll do it again. Different objective. Same warriors. Same sky.
If this gave you a different view of the men and women who jump from the sky, share it.